Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to your Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and every week I bring you a rant to stimulate your thoughts in either the realm of sales and or leadership. Today's show is Puking kills sales. Yep, puking kills sales. And some of my ninjas know I've got a, puke bag here. Puking definitely kills sales. So my passion is working with sales teams. And I find so often the deadliest sales killer is puking all over the customer. And I can't begin to tell you how many people I find that just can't help but puking all over the customer. Now, some people will say, well, we got to tell them what we do. We got to inform them. We got to give them the product knowledge and everything. I'm going to tell you that all my ninjas have learned to ask the open-ended questions, not to puke, to learn really about the customer, to find out the needs first. And I think it's this puking is either an insecurity or it's a lack of training. What's also sad, I guess, is I also see people train to puke all over their customers. And when I take time to dissect this, I find that maybe it's the trainers are taught this way, and generally they're now a trainer because they've never ever really had super success in sales. I don't know, but it's shocking. All I know is facts are facts. And I see it every day. And again, rants are brought about by what happened this past week. And I saw a number of glaring, obvious situations like this where I saw the customer in recordings have opportunities. Just the salesperson had open doors on so many times for the customer, and they actually essentially puked and ran the customers literally off. So that's what brings today's rant. And, I sometimes think, I guess it's the people that teach this puking, or it's like people who've crashed teaching people how to crash. So I found that this getting rid of this puking phenomena will eliminate this lost sales epidemic. What's interesting is when I work with my previous companies I've had and my sales teams that are really good at this, their performance and our sales closures are enormous and a lot better, and price and competitors really never matter. So here's the good news, is when you master not puking all over your customer, then you're really creating engagement and questions. And what I found is when you master this, you also watch competition suddenly disappear. You don't even have them talk about it because they're so impressed about the engagement. It's amazing how not understanding this is and how big of an income killer it is. If you're a commission salesperson, this is critical for you to be listening today. Re-listen, when in doubt, listen, and you're going to want to record, which we'll talk about in a minute. I've seen so many sales loss, and the salesperson has never figured it out. They're blaming competition, price, all the other noise. So a tip to discover this is I want you to start recording your conversations. We have technology today. We've got these iPhones. You can put it on to record, and then after you record it, you can listen back. You can put it into these programs that I use that transpose it into the written word, and then you look at it punctuated and you see no great questions. You see that your number of word count is 20,000 and their word count is 5. I'm being facetious, but it's about that bad. So I really recommend you start recording some of your conversations if you're out there listening today. And if you're a CEO and having sales performance issues, this is a really, really strong technique. You don't want to intimidate your sales force where they think you're just beating up on them, But if you're a salesperson where income's controlled by your sales results and everything else, it's really incumbent on you to do it. And if you're CEO or a sales manager, you want to really encourage your teams to do it so you can both listen back. And what happens is when you both listen back and start really paying attention to it, you'll see the train wreck before the crash site. It's always the biggest challenge. And by the way, I'm going to offer on today's show something I normally don't do. If you out there in listener land record at least 2 of your sales calls and you want to email them to me at dean@deanakers.com, I will listen to them and give you my critique at no charge, just to help. This is how big and passionate I feel about this epidemic. So I find this is the biggest cause of sales failures is puking all over the customers. Marketing will always get them to the door. It's always a selling process to close them. And I'll hear salespeople go, well, our marketing is bad. I go, did you get a customer to talk to you? And they go, yeah. I go, then you failed. The customer got them, the marketing got them to the door. My ninjas totally get this, and that's why they're always the highest producers in a company. So your assignment this week is to record 4 to 5 of your sales presentations. Let's see how you score yourself on engagement, building trust, and engaging that relationship, and lastly, closing the deal. And like I said, I am opening this up, which I normally don't do. I will listen to a couple of your recordings. And also, if you have a sales manager, sit there together. And if you both think it's killer and it's great and you didn't close, send it to me. Let me help you. I really want to help you. This is a passion of mine. And I'll look at it and I'll help you with the subtle techniques that really make a difference. And then help you with what I call the biggest one, which is to shut up, quit puking, start asking questions, listen, and watch your bank account grow. So again, I want to thank everybody each week for tuning in. And remember to share if this helps you. My book, Self-Talk, Think Like a Child, is available on Amazon and all the book networks. And again, if you have a question, or this week you can actually send me a recording to dean@deanakers.com, and I will help you. So remember today's tip: make sure you're not guilty of puking. Have a great week.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.